And there was a study that came out in 2019 where people were asked, well, would you rather, they were given cards to look at with people who were displaying certain feelings, and they were asked, would you rather try and describe what that person seems to be feeling, or would you rather try and feel what they're feeling? And the vast majority of people opted to describe rather than to feel. And when they were asked why, they said it seemed like it was too much hard work to be empathetic. It was too taxing mentally. Now, what I want to talk about next is the different kinds of empathy, because people tend to think that empathy means, well, if you feel sad, I've got to feel sad. If you're happy, I must feel happy. And empathy is a little bit more complex than that. Now, this idea that we feel what other people feel is sometimes described as emotional contagion. And I'm sure a lot of us have experienced that before, where we go in the office, maybe somebody's feeling a bit down or angry, and that feeling permeates the entire office. Some people are quite influential in that way. So emotional contagion isn't necessarily the best way for us to experience empathy. There is another kind of empathy which is around compassion and action. So let's look at the different kinds of empathy. So there's the first one, which is cognitive empathy, which is, I get how you see it. Okay, so it's like almost a mental understanding of what the person is feeling. That's cognitive empathy. We then have social empathy, which is this emotional contagion type where I feel what you feel. If you're sad, I'm sad. If you're happy, I'm happy. Then the third kind is what we call empathic concern. And this is related to compassion. So it's more about wanting to help the person by showing compassion and trying to act to move them forward. And so if we look at the relationship between empathy and wellness, social empathy tends to decrease wellness. So if you've got one person who's feeling upset and then that spreads to the next person, as you can understand, that is not necessarily going to be helpful to everybody, because now we've got several people feeling debilitated or upset versus one person. Empathic concern, on the other hand, is correlated positively with wellness, because when people exhibit empathic concern, they want to help, and then they feel better as a person because of wanting to help, wanting to be compassionate. And so don't feel bad if someone's upset and you don't feel upset. Don't feel that you're not being empathetic, because there are other ways to be empathetic besides just feeling what somebody else feels.